Man, that tastes so good. Nice and cold, sitting in my fridge overnight. I don't like hot coffee. It's got to be cold. And that just tastes great this morning. The music you're listening to is coming from my Nothing Phone 1. The artist, KV. Huge shout out to KV for all the free non-copyright music he puts out for us content creators. The name of the tune is Free. And you can see I got the glyph action going on. Those LED lights are just dancing to the music. I just reviewed this case. I'll throw a link down below in the description area. If you're interested, over at eBay. Yeah, it's a good case, man. I'm digging it. The only, if you want to look at it as a negative, it's no big deal to me, is that the camera area doesn't have a cutout like the other areas here on the back of the Nothing Phone 1, so you can see those LED lights being exposed. So you can entertain yourself with the glyph action, right? So yeah, it's covered up around the camera area, but the positive about that is you get a lot of protection, right? So it is what it is. The LED lights are more of a red, and well, here it's the white glyph action. Going to be talking about the Nothing Phone 2. We got some information on a lot of different websites. The most recent information is what I'm going to be sharing with all of you. Let me turn that off there so you can hear me a little more clearly. There was something else I was going to say. I do have a different screen protector than what I had on here when I received this device. Huge shout out, Big Dog. He sold me this device and it had a screen protector. I never asked him from what company it was from, but I did put my own on here, so I will leave a link for that as well, along with the case information. There's a couple different articles that I'll be sharing information with all of you as far as the Nothing Phone 2. And I'll leave those links down below. We got t3.com and we have stuff.tv. So yeah, I'm very intrigued with the upcoming Nothing Phone 2. It looks like it's going to be sometime in July that we should be seeing that device drop. I don't know the exact date, but sometime in July is what I'm seeing as far as that information. All of this information is rumored information, but a lot of it ends up being pretty much what it is. But before I get to sharing that information with all of you, how many times am I going to say information? I wanted to give some feedback on my Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra that I sold over at Swappa. I posted it over at Twitter. I got no hits. I waited and waited. Then I decided to post it over at Swappa. I didn't want to go that route because you end up giving out a little more money going that direction. But that's okay. I still did really well considering. But here's the thing, man. I have a lot of smartphones, and I tend to gravitate to my S21 Ultra that I'm using right now to shoot this video with. It's a magnet for me. I don't know if it's just how it feels in my hand. I do love that it has the rounded corners. I love the camera bump, but physically in my hand, it just feels that much better. Now it just makes more sense for me to start selling some of these devices that I have just sitting here. I gravitate to certain smartphones, and others, they just sit here, man. They don't get used. I do my best in reviewing and sharing the information with all of you, and I don't go about it in the typical way as far as updating you on the information. Usually it's during a vlog, an early morning vlog. I edit in a lot of information to try to help out enhance the video as far as information. I know that there's a lot of content creators out there that are really fancy about how they give you those updates. I do it in the most comfortable way that I can. The S23 Ultra, as of this month in May, before selling it, I would say that that is the flagship of the year. With what we got coming out, continuing on in 2023, that could change. And everybody's going to have their opinion on that. Like price point, right? Well, for as much as you pay for the S23 Ultra, yeah, it better be one heck of a device. And it is. It's solid. I don't have any complaints about that smartphone except for the sharp corners. And I mean, I don't mean like sharp, but they're not the S21 Ultra with those rounded corners, which I prefer. I don't use the S Pen. So outside of those nitpicky areas, that phone is phenomenal. I would recommend it. In my opinion, I definitely recommend it. It's a thumbs up. Go for it if you want it. But I would utilize a trade-in or a special kind of offer that your carrier is offering. Take advantage of that. Don't pay the full amount unless you just have the money to do that. Those are your smacks. Nobody can tell you what to do with them, right? But no, through my experience, 100%, man. Outside of the aesthetic design, the S Pen, it's definitely the powerhouse of the year right now. It really is. But like I mentioned in the video where I'm talking about selling the S23 Ultra, there are other devices that are flagship devices that you can pay less for and you're going to get a great experience. The two devices that I used as an example, the OnePlus 11 and the Google Pixel 7 Pro. Two devices that I have that you really can't go wrong for the money that you're going to pay. You're going to save a few $100s and you're going to have a great experience. But with that being said, everybody's going to find something they don't like, right? That's just part of the game. But anyway, yeah, I just want to make it clear because there were some questions of, you know, one of the comments said, "Are you crazy?" The other one was, "Why? Why did you sell it?" And for me, it's a good time to sell it and get the most out of that device. It really is. If I wait, then I don't get as much. I can use that money for other smartphones. I may bring in the S23 Plus, the same smartphone that my wife has. It's got everything that I really like about any smartphone, like this one here, the Nothing Phone 1. It's got those rounded corners. It's got a flat display, and I just love the feel of this device in my hand. It's part of the reason why I'm really looking forward to the 7A and the Google Pixel 8/8 Pro. Going to have flat displays. You're not going to have the curved, even though a lot of smartphones with curved displays are getting more on the minimalistic side. But I really love this form factor. That's what I'm gravitating to, and that's why I really enjoy my S21 Ultra. So for those of you that are thinking there was something wrong with it, the S23 Ultra, no, nothing wrong with it. I just got the most smack-wise for the channel, and I will utilize it wisely along with the money that I make from YouTube. Okay, so I am over at stuff.tv. Title of the article, Nothing Phone 2 Specs and Rumors. Our first glimpse of the phone. Expect extra RAM and improved display in a bigger battery. This information was released May 4th, 2023 at 12:06 a.m. in the morning. Nothing's no longer a fledgling tech brand with second-generation devices already starting to hit the shelves. In addition to the recently launched Ear 2 Buds, the brand plans on releasing its smartphone sequel this year in the summer. In fact, Nothing has also now teased the above image too, showing what seems like a less transparent device with a red LED. And that image will be right there for you to look at. It's not a whole heck of a lot to look at, but at least you get to see what this part of the article is talking about. July is the most likely the Nothing Phone 2 will be released, given that the Nothing Phone 1 was released last year around the same time. It's a relatively quiet time for product launches, so makes sense. We also know that this year's phone will get a full US launch, unlike the Phone 1, which is really, really cool for a lot of you that didn't pick up the Nothing Phone 1, and you've watched a lot of content, you've read a lot of content, and maybe there were some areas that you were wanting that you didn't see that phone has, and you figured, hey, if there's going to be part 2 to the Nothing Phone 1, then why not wait when all of those areas can be addressed, right? For me, the weakest part of the Nothing Phone 1 is the front-facing camera when shooting video. You get 720p 30, 1080p 30, no 60, no 4K, no optical image stabilization, no electronic image stabilization. There's just no stabilization. So you have to have, unless you're using that phone and shooting video utilizing the front-facing camera at a standstill, in my car, you see that little bit of extra shakiness. The mount that I use, iAudi mount that I have, works really well. So it controls it to a point, but you can tell that it's not like the other phones that I have when I vlog utilizing the front-facing camera. So yeah, and the mics as well when utilizing the front-facing camera. Just that is the weakest area of the Nothing Phone 1. Everything else it's amazing. It really is. Like, I just don't understand why Nothing didn't do a little more with that area, the front-facing camera when shooting video. So hopefully that gets addressed with the Nothing Phone 2. So far, we've only heard tidbits about what else we'll get with the upcoming Nothing Phone 2, but the handset is set to be oriented towards the flagship end of the market due to the hardware involved, which we'll cover in more detail below. Nothing Phone 2 is set for a minor facelift, as hinted at the above image. The specs suggest there will be a whole new front display with support for faster refresh rates. It'll also come with a full HD plus resolution. 91 Mobiles reckons it spotted Phone 2 in its specs on the Bureau of Indian Standards government site. It's similar to other tech leaks in the past that have been revealed through similar regulations. Nothing appears to have settled on some of the main features for the follow-up handset, and it's ramping things up a notch. So some of the specs that we should get on the Nothing Phone 2 is as follows. It's saying here that it's going to pack the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. But over at T3.com, it says the handset has been confirmed to come equipped with Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor, giving it a much-needed performance bump from the Snapdragon 778 platform in the original phone. And that was the only information I was going to read over at that website. So this information, let's see when this information came out. It doesn't give a specific date when this information, 1 day ago. So it came out yesterday, so the day before that. So it's a couple days now. The article that I'm reading with all the information that I'm sharing with you over at stuff.tv is the latest information. So I'm not going to get too hyped on that as far as the chipset. I'm just going to assume it's going to have the 8 Gen 1, which it's a powerful chipset. It really, really is, on a device that's not going to cost more than, from what's being rumored, $599, basically 600 smacks. Now, there are some reports reporting 500 smacks, $499. I'm going to lean towards the $599. At that price point, you are getting a mid-tier flagship smartphone. And what I'm reading right now, as far as over here at stuff.tv with the 8 Gen 1, it makes more sense. And let's see. Alongside of the new chipset will also be a spec option with 12 gigs of RAM. Also inside, supposedly a 5,000 milliamp battery, up to 67 watt charging. There will be a 50 megapixel sensor on the rear, and hopefully we're going to have a 3-camera setup. So again, there's no information on that, just the main sensor and a 32 megapixel selfie snapper, but nothing on video as far as the front facing or the rear. From these specs, it seems like the Nothing Phone 2 will boast quite a few performance upgrades. It'll make the device an enticing update for the Nothing Phone 1 users and for other Android phones. And that's the information. If you have anything else to add to what I just read, which is the latest on the Nothing Phone 2, I'm excited. I really, really am. I hope that the glyph action is just as great as what we have on the Nothing Phone 1. A change in design on the back of the phone, that's cool. I mean, you shouldn't keep the same design. Obviously, if there's going to be 3 cameras back there with your flash and sensor, that design as far as the LED lights has to be a little bit different, but I hope it's significantly different. And I just hope it's just as entertaining, but yet at the same time, a solid phone. And being that it's going to be globally launched, connectivity should be a thumbs up. Performance, hey, if it's the 8 Gen 2, sweet. But if it's the 8 Gen 1, and nothing wrong with the 778 Plus at all. But if it's the 8 Gen 1, then it's going to be an amazing device when it comes to performance and functionality. I don't know if it's going to be a 90 hertz display or a 120 hertz. More on that later. But it's something to look forward to in the back of our minds. As far as those of you that just want one smartphone for the year, you're looking at the upcoming Google I/O and everything that's going to be announced there. And then you're thinking, should I wait? I would suggest that you watch your favorite content creators out there, read information, do your homework, and wait. Those phones are going to be there. Hopefully. But yeah, it's your money. Be wise, shop wise, but it's always about the homework, right? That's it. Looking forward to your feedback. Thanks for hanging out with me. Appreciate your time, your support. If you're not subscribed to the team, we have a great team here, man. They will welcome you with open arms. Team My Project 13. It's not about me, it's about the team. So you haven't subscribed, please do that. Hit the notification bell. That way you will not miss a video. And share the videos on your social media and leave a thumbs up if you like this content. It's different, but it's me. And that's not going to change anytime soon. Anyway, with that, stay safe and healthy. God bless you all. Peace. I'm out.